Hello! Welcome to part 13. Now we're starting here on the menu because we've entered Act 2. Upon entering Act 2, for the remainder of the act, all of Class 7 will be here on the airship. Just various different times of days, and damn it! As I had gum in my mouth. My apologies if you don't like the idea of me having gum in my mouth. I was just chewing on some because, yeah. So anyway, kicking off where we left, well, let's begin where we left off last time, where I felt like absolute shite. That was a me issue, not a game issue. So my apologies immensely on that one. If you want to skip part 13, fair enough for those on YouTube. If you did, then I don't blame you.
Want to go?
So anyway, we've got various objectives to do all over the place. More importantly, our first location we'll head to is Le Gram. I feel like I need to lower the voice bit a bit there because Toad's voice is a little loud there. Right, okay, let's just quickly do that actually. Option, voice, lower it by 1. Okay, so then. We have a few things to do here first and foremost. First off, there's the students that we need to grab from the training hall and the Gram Chapel. But before that, there was also the side quest here. But first thing first, let's just go and grab the students because that's going to be a much easier task. As we saw them already, but Phoebe. At least Phoebe is understandably at least hoping for Lynn to be safe. So Phoebe is here to do a wake-up call. Phoebe's a troublemaker. Let's just leave it at that. So the invitation works out quite nicely because, hey, there's a chance that Lynn's out there. And so our first recruit for the number of students that we can find. And now to move on to another student. And both of these are first years, so they are required as per one of the 2 required quests that I showed last part. Casper here wants something, obviously. But anyway, congratulations to Ween on finding the rest of Class 7. And while Casper's doing what he can in terms of weapon maintenance, and it's worth asking whether or not he wants to join the Courageous. He asks a very simple question: could you fly to the west? Theoretically, yes. How unfortunate for Ween, though, is that he can't promise that because Falcom are lazy bastards and didn't actually develop a Western Erebonia area for us to land in. Which means, unfortunately, we can't actually fly over there. And, well, let's just say, let's give out to Falcom a bit. There was no point in the Civil War I could see them going to Western Erebonia off screen. However, it's a simple thing for Casper. He just wants to know whether his family is safe or not. The only way to really do that is to receive word through, well, the media. Unfortunately, widespread internet does not exist yet. Damn it. But there is one thing that does exist. Newspapers! Yay! Which is the Imperial Chronicle issue 4. That's right. Falcom friendly reminded you that yes, you should buy the old books because that is a collectible in the game. Damn 100% completionists. Anyway, grabbing the issue 4 of the Imperial Chronicle is all you need to be able to then go back to Casper and for him to actually want to join. So the 6th and 7th pages pages of the issue 4 of the Chronicle does outright tell us a little bit more. So skimming through all of this stuff, we can actually see about how there's a bunch of stuff. Oh look, Imperial Government negotiating crossbow. I don't know why it's 7th and 8th pages specifically. Maybe it's the 6th one. Whatever. Point is, there's information on here that seems to actually be not good enough for Casper. So hopefully his family is actually okay, with civilian casualties being rather minimal. So, you know, at the end of the day, it is all words being put through the media that is being controlled by the Noble Alliance, so credibility to it might be at a bit of a rock bottom, but not necessarily a wrestling dirt sheet level of can't be trusted. So, yes, I do consider dirt sheets to be rather even worse than the most minimum level of effort needed to actually be good at reporting the news. If any wrestling fans are watching this and want an example, I could say Mercedes Moné could be showing up in TNA in April. I'm just talking out my ass, obviously, but dirt sheets have done this multiple times with AEW, being like, oh, Mercedes Moné is definitely signed, and then when she doesn't show up, it's just a case of, oh, the good old plans change. And at that point, it's rather dumb. If you can just say plans change, then that means you can just spell whatever garbage you want. And the fact that it means that some people are able to make a good tenner per person that they fool really just shows how much of a grift it is. Anyways, point is, Casper's like, yay, and so he'll join. That's good. Upon going to the Courageous, we'll be able to see what each student we recruit gets up to. So we'll showcase where the students end up when we get them. Obviously, we aren't done here just yet, and I believe I'm going to actually have to call the Courageous to adjust our party slightly. Elliot, get out. You are going to be not needed, as we will be needing Marcius for this side quest. Cargo here, who yes is a generic model, but that doesn't matter here, is upset because Pietri is not here. Oh dears. So obviously the story is quite simple. They were in the Osh district. Noble Alliance showed up. They ran. And then both of them ended up going in different directions. So to the surprise of nobody at all, really, this is the situation at hand. The banter between the characters that happen to exist is one of its own. Even Eustace can get a jab in if he happens to be in your party. Nice little bit of integration of which characters you've got. I do like it when they do that. This is why I feel like they should lock which characters you use in certain bits a lot more than just the one person. But oh well. Then again, team synergy might get fucked over. So, yeah, who knows. Anyways. The specification of Legram is definitely to be put up to question. Took a man point way out the part where Legram is, so that would suggest things, and the description makes sense in a way, because it is a place in the boonies where no one actually really wants to go to. Marcus asks the good question and shows that Cargo certainly needs to do more of his geography, because they were facing each other, meaning the map was upside down for at least one of them. So that means that there was at least some case of just not having good comprehensions of map skills. If you're running into a countryside, bring a fucking map. It's such a simple thing to do. Well, me getting annoyed at people being shittier than I am at geography aside, and for the record, I do love me some geography, And good news, we have the Courageous, which means for cargo, this is actually very much a very quick jaunt out of this area. And this thus the quest begins. And the quest pretty much will be ending very quickly, as we'll be returning to the Courageous and immediately going to our next destination, to Ymir. It's a very simple thing. It's like, okay, well, what would be opposite to this and be in Erebonia? Well, Ymir. Just Ymir. In fact, she should be over here. Having a bit of a row with the tram person. To the surprise of nobody, of course, is being quite rowdy with the station guy. And Marcus is, of course, here to maybe try and stop it from happening. But, well. So, nonetheless, obviously, all of the talking between Marcus and Poetry occur. And they can't swear here, so it has to be fricking. And after all of this, of course. So, of course, Poetry actually did mean Ymir out of all places, which, hey, that's actually not a bad idea, due to that being from where Arena's from, aka his friend Marcus is from. Happens to probably be based off operations. Hey. All the accusations of attempted kidnapping aside, apparently we left Cargo back in Legram. Why not just bring him in the Courageous in the first place? But, whatever. Yay! And punch. Off-screen punching! Yay! I'll draw a headlock time. We don't get to see the headlock, unfortunately. Whatever, must have been a boring one. Whichever type of headlock you consider most boring, that's the one you can have in your head. Once again, thank you, Falcom. I get to put in my wrestling references. Anyway. Them being refugees from Heimdall is actually not bad. Being Ymir, that's actually a pretty good idea. Legram, second best place I would argue, because let's face it, if you try to head up to, say, Nord, you're going to have to deal with the Woa area. Oh, sorry, I mean the Rua. The Wa. Anyway. Cargo really likes the idea of the footbath, but Poetry clearly it's a trap. Damn it! I knew Poetry saw me setting that trap card. Well, I should have known. She's got the perfect counters to all of my Labyrinth normal traps. Damn it. Anyways, moving along. It's nice to see the other NPCs getting on with their lives. I do like that. So, anyway, we do get the Bunny Watch as a reward. It is an accessory, so we need to go and take a quick look at it. The Bunny Watch gives us 440 health, 44 EP, 4 speed, lots of 4s. And prevents delay. Not a bad accessory. There's obviously better, but yeah, it's not the worst. So anyways, before we leave Ymir, we actually do have one other thing to do. That's a side activity that I just like doing anyway, because that's what I like doing. Why? We now have the B course. We can also just select off board, but we've got the purple dyed one, so this level is this is the first B course, and we have to do it in 1 minute 5, getting 15 up to 16 flags, meaning you can only skip one of them. So now we are on a more intermediate track, meaning they put a flag behind a barrier. The cheek of Falcon doing that. But if they made it too easy all the time, I would actually complain. Okay, so I've somehow managed to get a combination of Flatboy Slim and One DMC going in my head. This is because of my history of playing SSX, so yeah. In fact, it was me recently trying to play some more SSX. I realised that I really do need to take breaks when it comes to streaming. I can't just play a game continuously. Damn it. I.e. Mass Effect. But hey, you know, that's a different thing. I'll probably stream Mass Effect in the future, but hey, you know, that's because I'm in the sequel, so yeah. And easily done, all 16 flags in well under a minute. So, actually, not that hard of a course. New record! Because I didn't have a record. Everything's a new record if you've never set one before. And this grants us a silver bell. Lovely! A nice quartz to get, actually. For anyone who hasn't seen any of the bells before, these usually, depending on which element they happen to be, will be halving the delay of said arts. The silver bell is specifically for Mirage. You put this on someone that's going to be using a bunch of Mirage arts. So, Emma, due to her default status of using a Mirage Master Quartz. But you can also put it on other people who may not necessarily have a Mirage Quartz to begin with, but you have to put one on. Because we do have Juggler from Sharon, so yeah, it's not like we haven't got other options. But, you know, generally that's all we can do for now in Ymir, so that means we need to call the Courageous, return to it, and head off to our next location. However, before doing that, we will be switching Marcus out for Laura, as we are going to head to the Gorelia Proving Grounds. We've got another student to go and pick up, and of course another side quest to complete. Now, Monk is not the student we're looking for. He is over there. He's still upset over the whole not being able to listen to Theta, aka Misty, through the radio. But Monica here is definitely recruitable at this point. Happy reunion with Laura, of course. And so Monica is going to be part of the Courageous crew. Yay! Thankfully, the ship really needs a crew, and so getting all the students is a good idea. It means that the Courageous will actually definitely have some people about that can help with the overall using of all the mechanics of the ship when we're not on board. So anyway, we welcome Monica to the ship. We can keep Laura there because again, we're not really going to be doing any combat yet. I apologise for those that really love the idea of combat. It's just that there's a lot of things to do that don't require combat. Heading into the HQ and talking to any of the people with a green exclamation mark, although your default be talking to Craig. So his request happens to be involving around a civilian just proving out his existence. That's not a good thing. It was Captain Ghoul's platoon, so he should have been taking more precautions, but nah, well, what are you meant to be doing? Makes sense that the Armoured Division can't spend time hunting down random civilians and decide to walk off, but Wings Group, they're not up to anything important outside of, you know, being a third side to a war that actually only ever has two sides to it. I will keep bringing this up, I am that much of an arsehole. So anyway, this one is a very simple quest to do. I do believe the first objective, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons, is to investigate exactly where he could have gone. So we have to ask around the camp for any potential leads. Obviously, we can't just go around with, like blue ass flies, not understanding what's going on. But Erebonia here says that he just wandered around most of the time, so that doesn't help us in the slightest. Thanks a lot there. Over this way is another guy that happens to have a green exclamation mark because that's who we need to probe. He's thinking that there's a chance of that being a spy, but we don't believe that. Standing off in the corner muttering to himself. So that doesn't help much either. Great. Can we find at least one person who's going to be of help? Or will we just be twiddling our thumbs thinking of how to move on with our lives, knowing that they've probably been eaten by a wild tiger that just happened to be in the middle of a mountain. And Private Serafi here apparently cheered them up a bit. Yay! And it's still nothing to really go on. Yay. And So there's only one more location, and that's back at the shop. We could have picked up Monica then, but he did it in a bit in a reverse order than necessary. Talk to Private Marwell and talks about his eating habits, and doesn't really have any knowledge either. This is getting concerning. No one's seen the guy. Oh dears. We can now talk to Sergeant Major Emmans. Emmans? Yeah, that sounds right. So we asked the question, and apparently was sawn roughly an hour ago in the fortress. Or at least heading towards the fortress. No idea as to why, but hey, you know, whatever. That's good news. That's actually not far away from where we are. Oh, I can't hop on the bike in this area. Damn it. Okay, well, anyway. Head to the ruins of Erebonia. And we get a nice, lovely panning cut scene showing that, yeah, that was part of Erebonia just outright destroyed. It's like they've been. It's like the Ion literally carved out those parts that it wrecked, and we can still see in the distance the barrier. Meaning, at the present moment in the shore, even if they are currently doing all the whole beating up, whether it's beating up the Starwitter or beating up, or well, at least attempting to beat up the things that are in between them and Campanella, they haven't yet sorted out the barrier. Hell, for all I know, at this point, Lloyd could be saying, "You're mine if I win," to Noelle. Which, yes, Lloyd, that was pretty weird. Anyways, the barrier's still up, so we're still quite... So, SSS aren't that far through the finale act just yet. Reminiscent about the whole thing of everything that has happened in terms of the destruction of that, we feel something strange going on, but there's nothing to be concerned about at this point. Now, we can actually hop on our bike here. This is a faster option of getting around. If you're able to access turbo mode, like if you're on console where that is just by default,
there's a treasure chest
then you can go really fast. That chest here had adamantite shield. A quite nice craft to have. These are chests that were not initially accessible back when we were first here due to the fact that the game locked us out of this area. It's just how it is. Anyway, there is actually, if we go onto here, we can actually see there is a trial chest over here. So if you want to get some more overdrives, then that's the way to go. And of course there was some Armored Division soldiers here that we have to talk back about when, and it comes to the missing civilian. Apparently they didn't realise, so there's a chance he's in the fortress itself. So in reality, yeah, that is exactly the case. We just couldn't actually see him until we did that. Thank you, Falcon. That was really nice for you to do. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, I've been a bit birdy, but I think that might be because of other things other than just general. Anyway, over here, why? It's Anton. I don't remember if I actually did the Anton side shenanigans in Cold Steel 1, or at least some side shenanigans. Maybe just the Brerhard one. I don't remember if there's more than that with Anton. But Anton's here. Obviously, he's not going to be waltzing on into Crossbell anytime soon, but he's wondering where Wiki, his friend, is. And it's a shame, he's lost his friend. Oh wells. Now, Anton here. Oh, okay, yeah, we did the side quest because he's talking about that stuff. He's maybe not the wisest decision of him to be here all the way this far into across Erebonia when he's from the Bell, instead of, I don't know, backtracking to the Bell, but there's reasons for him to be here. He's looking for his friend Wiki. The continuation of Anton's story is certainly something to be said, and it's nice that this side quest is actually in your thing instead of being hidden. But way hard. So Wiki was in Heimdall at the time, so who knows whether he ended up going towards the Bell, he ended up going more towards this way anyway, or if he's still in Heimdall. Quite an ominous bit of sound going on in the background, to be fair. And Anton mentions the last girl to win his heart is still there in Crossbell. I don't know. I don't remember who that would be. I'm sure I could look that up and it'd be like, oh, that person. And wait, what do they do in Beverly? Oh god. but no, we don't have to worry about that too much. But because of later events for Anton in Cold Steel. But nonetheless, he's talking about Fran. Disregard everything I just said. I don't remember doing any quests when I last looked at the Crossbow games. I don't remember a quest where you deal with Anton thinking of, I don't know, loving Fran. I don't know what Anton thinks of in his demented brain. Regardless, Fran is Fran Seeker, sister to Noelle, one of the party members in Azure. He got rejected, of course. Point being, though, at the end of the day... Oh, wait, hold on. That means Anton doesn't know what happens near to the finale of Azure. Fran takes a bit of damage, but... regardless, Azure, that's Azure stuff. We will not be talking about Azure here. Unless it's relevant to what we're doing, of course. So, yeah, Anton still needs to find Ricky and maybe get the fuck out of Erebonia for the time being. I won't recommend trying to head towards Crossbell, because, yeah, but nevertheless, Erebonia is not exactly that safe either. Maybe try and head into Calvard. And we get to see something occurring with a wibbly-wobbly portally thing that may be a bit wibbly-wobbly, but no, regardless, at least it ain't timey-wimey. Okay, my mouth hated me saying that, and my lungs, so I will not do that again. We get congratulated by the 4th Armoured Division for doing our job, while they don't do their job, and there's a report of a large monster inside Corellia Fortress. AKA, it's a cryptid. So it is actually quite an unfortunate situation, but what's this? It's side content! Why, yes it is! Well, once we finish talking to Lieutenant General Quigg over what we're doing, and maybe I should have taken Elliot with me for this side quest, but whatever, doesn't matter. And we get some Panzer goggles. It's an accessory we shall go and look at quickly in the equip menu. Note, I am not prepared to fight the thing. I'm just going to show it off. So yes, the Panzer goggles, it does give some accuracy and give a 10% to your crit and defense blind. So it actually does have quite a decent use, in my opinion. It's worth putting at least on someone. So anyways, oh hey, Rex has shown up at this point, if you've done this. Enough stuff here, I guess. But the point is, Rex is walking around taking photos about all the things that are going on within the Civil War. So we do ask whether he wants to go on to the Courageous, but he really doesn't want to. So, nah. What do you mean, nah? Why, obviously, Nah is his favourite Fire Emblem character. It's a shame that it's a character you get from banging the lolly dragon, but hey, you know. Sometimes those are the sacrifices we have to make. Now, I'm hoping I don't have to get into any arguments about it, so we'll just move on. Rex is just going to do his own thing on the ground for the time being. We don't need to worry about him for now. We'll see him later anyway. He'll show up in other places, as he's one to do. Now, when we go here, and yep, he's here. This is one of the cryptids. This is one of the few that are cut. Actually, no, this is the only one available, because the second one that's ideally for isn't available until you've done other main story stuff. And same with the third one, and I think the fourth one, and the fifth one. And there is a secret boss in the Emir Valley on New Game Plus, in the finale chapter. Yep, they hit a boss in New Game Plus. Right. Damn it. Anyways, we're hopping on the bike because we ain't gonna fight that thing. We're level 71-ish and uses level 75, showing how under level I usually am. And it's level 100. don't fight it immediately on a normal playthrough. I mean, unless you're playing it on easy and you know the strategy to use. The cryptids ideally you do not do at this time, they're just here now if you want to do them. I'll be saying this exact same stuff with Cold Steel 4, so don't worry. It's not a one-time thing. But the cryptids are a product of, well, of the nature of us being able to move around a lot more. Anyway, our next objective is along the byward. You might be wondering, Chris, what are you doing on the byward? Well, remember when we looked at the student information during the previous part, if you didn't skip it? Now, I actually do recommend people watch that because I did have relevant information. It said that there were some students somewhere along the byward doing their own thing, as opposed to being here. Why, they're over here. It's Nicholas and Emily. So, great news! We found people. These are second years, and they'll happily join the courageous upon us doing a task for them. Nicholas may lament the amount of ingredients they can get, but for Emily it doesn't matter because Nicholas is a good cook. And Milliam wants leftovers because it's Milliam. Eustace is right, we're not aiming to play hard for a long while. We've got a lot of stuff to do. So, simple objective, we've got to help out and sort out the rest of the stuff in terms of the old lamps in these parts of the byroads. We just simply attach them to the lamps because it's a simple thing to do. It does mean that the relay will be set up a lot better when it comes to the overall functions of it. It's a good idea actually. And since we're, well, you know, class 7, we won't have to deal with these enemies as much because they're so low level compared to us at this point, they'll just run away. Anyway, we have 3 on this bit and 3 on the other bit. So the way to do this, I would argue, is to head all the way up and then head down, selecting, pressing A on them as we go. Because the other byroad is in existence. Friendly reminder still, until we do more of the main story, we cannot go beyond the bridge over there. So it's not even worth trying at this point. Oh no, not okay, just we want to go on the bike. This is one of the times when I wish my turbo button actually worked as a turbo button. I did not mean to execute a battle here. This happened because I pressed A.
Leave it to me.
You know, the button you press in the event of trying to open a lamp, but also when you're entering a battle. Ah! Well, hey, at least we got some battling in.
Waste of our time. Let's go.
At this point, sometimes characters will just randomly get a craft upgrade. It just happens. Some characters it happens a lot easier than others. It's just how it is. Anyways, accidental battling aside, it's a shame that it's the same button for when you're on a bike to enter battle, or on a horse if you happen to have a horse with you. Which is actually a little silly that they give you the power to have a horse quite a bit later than when you have a bike. Outside of the North Highlands, obviously. So yes, we do have to head down along this byroad to sort out all the lamps. Because of course we do. They couldn't be further down the road or anything so that we could have gone up it and then down it in one foul swoop. No, we've got to go up, down, and then up again. Or down and then all the way up and then down again. It's inconvenient.
Let's ride.
To say the least. There's really nothing else for me to really say here. Oh, actually, there's a bit of a ramble I can do. I know I talk about wrestling. It's not my only interest, obviously. I do like listening to music. I regularly, when I have to go outside, I will regularly, because I use YouTube Music, and I do have a few albums downloaded, and most of the time I end up playing the same two. I go for when it comes to it. Oh, I'm forgetting the name of one of them, but one is Birthday Massacre's debut album, and because it's a really good album in my opinion. And what's its name? Because isn't it like Violet? Or is that one of their later ones? I'm actually gonna look that up because I'm being dumb. And I might actually have a few other things downloaded, so it's worth looking. Oh yeah, it is Violet. So yeah, Violet by the Birthday Massacre from 2005. It's a really good album. And I think Birthday Massacre, they have quite a few good albums. Obviously, you don't make one good album and then shit the bed for the rest of your career. If you do, it's not. Although YouTube Music likes to put that it was 2004. Well, it's because it was an extended play back in 2004. So, the other album I have downloaded that I regularly end up playing is called, what is it called? Ah, there it is. It's Immersion by Pendulum from 2010. So a little bit of a difference between the two names there, but it's what I mainly end up doing. And if it goes through the entire thing, that means I've been outside for longer than those albums go for. So that's just how it is. It's nice to just be able to drown out some of the noise that can happen when you're next to a busy road. There was a point early last year and quite a bit of 2022 where I was regularly going up and down a very busy road because it goes from where I had to walk, because from where I basically walked the entire road to get to where I had to go, and it's a road that leads upwards. In one way it goes up towards the likes of other places like Minehead, ways towards Bristol and all that, and then downwards obviously heads into Bridgewater. I'm not to go, and then of course that's, and if you're not going through the motorway, that's how you get through. You have to go through Bridgewater to get to Taunton and even further downwards. So it is how it is. So of course it's a busy road. So it's very noisy. Very, very noisy. But that's what happens on main roads. Anyway, but we are now done with that, and we shall be returning to the Courageous. If we head over here and go to our student information, all that's left is Mint and Clara over in the North Highlands. And if we check our quests, well, we've done these two, and we're almost done with this. We just need to grab Mint, and then we only have the Monster Madness in the North Highlands to do. So, yeah, it's off to the North Highlands. Obviously, first things first, I just want to change to having Elliot in the party. I would like to have a healer.
Where do you want to go?
And also because Mint is about, so Elliot is probably preferred. Though I don't think it's necessary due to it being a mandatory one, so it is what it is. Mint is here at the Watchtower, comparatively to the Standard Gate, so you just have to keep that in mind. Though it is a weather exclamation mark, so you'll be able to see it. Mint is helping fix a lot of the machines up. That's good. Good news. It's at least everyone has at least one redeeming feature. Thank you, Eustace. Wayne's here to recruit Mint onto the Courageous. But apparently there's something that needs to be done, because Mint has lost a thing. Things can never be as simple. So that means we're going to have to help her search. Just one or two times, I would just wish for someone to just say, yeah, sure, and we just be off on our merry way instead of having to do auxiliary bullshit because they become a bit of an idiot and do something wrong. But this is actually a good time to, as a friendly reminder, if you did miss out on any of the chests in the Watchtower, now's the time to grab them while we're looking for a wristwatch. Apparently it was something that was given to Mint by Makarov when she entered the academy, so it's got a level of importance to it, so we gotta go and look for it, which means going to every dropped item on the ground that we can. So some iron filings, and we can't destroy the crates anymore. Damn it. Okay, well, nonetheless, this is because it's not a hostile area anymore, though there are the ordnance stuff, because of course there is. Royal Rumble season is upon us. I think that because of the whole rumors of, oh, Roman walk, Elimination Chamber, or Roman walk, WrestleMania, fuck you, Cody. Like I have to actually be perfectly honest. WWE aren't going to fucking announce shit like that until after the Rumble, especially when you've got a Roman Reigns title match coming up. Chances are Roman's retaining. Chances are he's retaining, but the Rumble is a big show. He could lose it at the Rumble. I'm not going to deny that. It's wrestling. If Triple H's plan of action means Roman loses the title at the Rumble to any of Styles, Orton, or Knight, I'm fine with every option. I think all three of them could win the match, because they could just, because Roman could be because Roman and Orton could be like again doing the whole RKO for an announce table spot. LA Knight with BFT to Styles 1, 2, 3, or AJ Styles with a phenomenal forearm or Styles clash, and to LA Knight, and again a 1, 2, 3. It's just so simple. Oh, we missed a thing. That it can be. It's such a simple finish, but it would establish that there's a new champ. After this item is looked at, it turns out that we haven't actually found it at all, so there's only one location it can be, the roof. So, yeah, I really do think that they're not going to outright announce, oh, Roman Reigns is going to be appearing at Elimination Chamber in any capacity until WWE has done the Rumble, because it makes the most sense to not do that. Because if you say, oh, Roman's going to be, we announced Roman's next title match will be at the Chamber against the what? It's like, well, okay, then he's retaining. Just 100% instead of the 90% chance. Well, actually, if you're being fair, if it was in just simple on-paper terms, it'd be a 25% chance each, theoretically speaking, on the probability aspect. But, you know, it's just how it is. Anyway, the wristwatch ends up being all the way up there at the top of the pillar bit. Adding like a radio wave a little bit. How the fuck did it get up there? Well, anyways, of course, we get it down and Mint gets it back and is now going to join us on the Courageous. Now, we aren't doing the Monster Madness just yet, because we actually do have to go to one last location with a Nord, so you know. Also, oh god, Mint is a clumsy fucker. Why are we letting her here? Anyway, Final First Years is done, one of the 2 required quests. Now, while we're in the Nord Highlands, we can look at Horse Arse. But where's the fun in that when clearly the exhaust pipes of this, hey look, there's 4 exhaust pipes, there's only at least at minimum 1 hole on a horse. So, you know, I would argue that the bike has more holes. If we want to get all degenerate with this. Oh wait, hang on, we're in Nord. Hold on a second. What am I doing? Let's go to the settlement site like sensible people and fast travel our way to the Agent Crowley. Because that's where Clara is. And I argue that Clara should be one of the mandatory people to get. I'm not going to be joking. Well, I'll explain more when we get to her. Right now we're in this bit, Agent Crowley. Over by the tent is Clara. Questioning what Guys is doing here, considering she's in North Highlands. What, are you surprised by that? True enough, they don't really have to worry about the war as much in the North Highlands, as there's nothing out here. Although there were shenanigans to be having to deal with beforehand. And of course, she has a condition under which, for us to be able to join, well, have her join, is to go and find some stone in the quarry. This makes sense. It is Clara after all. She focuses on her art. Because of course she does. Now, if you are New Game Plus, this is absolutely 100% mandatory to do on a New Game Plus file, not because of 100% completion necessarily, but because of a bloody black record being in the quarry after you've done all the stuff you need to do in here to recruit Clara. I am not joking. The game fucking does that to you. And as I said before with the black records, it's done that they're New Game Plus when it has key information that we are meant to know heading into Cold Steel 3. So, you know. So, of course, we've got to deal with going through the quarry again, which means that there's a bunch of chests to get. Yippee. There's also a bunch of enemies about, and of course, higher elements probably are in effect, because, well, they were in effect last time, so the odds are high. Mentions the winds for failing is good enough proof of that, I would argue, but to just check, yes, they are in effect. 200 Mirage. That's really good. So actually, now that we're in battle, Ween has access to Spirit Unification, which gives him the Unleashed status as well as the Strength, Defense and Speed boost for 3 turns. Then it will shut itself off, and 100 CP for it, a bit costly, but because it's just a... pardon me, but because it's just a massive boost to Ween, at the end of the day, it's actually really, really good. It really is good. Let's treasure sword. We're just going for the strategy of murder everything as fast as possible because we want to get through this place. This is a side dungeon, unlike in Cold Steel 1 where it was a main dungeon. Let's go. Actually, no, those two are going to be going first, so... Here I go. What are these? Oh, my nose. So chances are I've had some cold like symptoms for a couple of days. I think that might have been why it knocked me out for 6 when I had to use the toilet. Yes, not yesterday, the other day. I uploaded the VOD immediately because it's just like, it'll be uploaded. If people watch it, people watch it. If people don't watch it, people don't watch it. It's just how it is. Although I prefer seeing double digits in all my videos because that proves that at least I've done something right, I would hope. But, you know, I'm not going to get all pushy about it because it is, at the end of the day, up to random people on the internet going, oh, what's this? I think I'll check it out. Or someone in my who's subscribed to me sees it in the subscription tab and go, you know what? I could watch this Mr. Beast video that's just been uploaded, but fuck it, I want to watch this other video instead. I know I'm basically comparing apples to oranges a little bit there because, let's face it, I'm certainly nowhere near the quality of Mr. Beast. But then again, I make different videos to what he makes, so, but I mean, I live stream VODs and then upload the VODs, so live stream and then upload the VODs, that's different than here's a shit ton of money, do something stupid. At the end, I actually do think that unfortunately the way the internet works, something like Mr. Beast it's good that it seems to be someone who, Mr. Beast happens to be someone who doesn't seem that bad on paper, comparatively, because it does mean that it's not someone doing it out of a perverse sense of greed. Like, oh, I will do this to purposely screw over as many people as possible. Blah, ha 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 ha, I'm an evil fucker. I'm not going to say that I'm the best judge of character, because let's face it, I'm sure there are quite a few people I know that certainly weren't joking about voting for UKIP back in 2016. Thankfully, no one in my year at that time was able to vote, so that was a dodged bullet there, I would say.
It's my turn.
And besides, if they were able to vote, they probably all would have done what every single other right-wing person did and vote Conservative instead.
Here I go.
Based off of how the 2016 elections and then Brexit, how that went.
My turn. It's my turn.
Trying to make our way through the quarry with all of these bloody enemies,
I go where the wind takes me.
Igus has made it to... Oh god, I'm going to be saying that name wrong the entire time when Episode 3 Reload happens. Gets to level 3, meaning Grand Press, meaning upgrade on the physical magic card to being Reflect, and a physical Reflect in HP is low. Yay. That's good news. Wait, what's that in my hoodie? Oh, piece of paper in my hoodie arm. So anyway, if you look at here, it's the old map as before. Which means, yes, there is a reason to head this way, even though it is the wrong way. There is the platform above from where we were standing earlier, which does contain ourselves a chest.
There's a treasure chest close by.
It's volcanic rain, a fire artwork, quartz there, which does mean that, hey, if you put it on someone, they'll be able to do the volcanic rain art. So, you know, not the worst object ever, though certainly not as good as what we were getting before. Okay, now we have 200 CP. Let's use our Spirit Unification and show off just how strong it can be against random trash mobs instead of having to fight multiple bosses in a row. Outside of that one miss, we murdered everything, just like that. So ultimately, I'd say that yes, Spirit Unification, really fucking good.
I'll handle this.
As long as you've got a way of making sure Ween has got the CP to use it. It's just it is the downside. Falco gets Mercuria and better insight, and now Gaius gets an evasion up. So if you're trying to make Gaius your evasion tank, yeah, Falco is a good default quartz for him to have had from the word go. So, anyways, trying to evade the enemies and failing horribly. Oh, they get death blow if I don't murder them. Oh, that's not good. Although I did also just delay them, so I think that does mean I do get the death blow instead.
Very well.
Specifically, Milliam gets the death blow. Ain't that useful? Death blow. Great if you get it. Horrible if the enemy gets it. You're just walking along and suddenly the table that you stub your toe in has death blow, and so you just die. It's like, no.
Oh, that treasure chest
Monster
really nice.
chest. Just in the corner.
Give us your very well. Now's our chance. Don't let it pass.
I'm not saying that this is the best team up I could do. Actually, no, this goes better than Archangel. Just out of we get to deal damage. And due to the high amount of enemies, let's burst!
Leave it to me.
Oh, there I go again, accidentally leaving the controller on the desk when I really shouldn't have. One enemy decides to live like a twat, and so, well, anyways, we got 2.6 on the thing, so we get a whole bunch of experience. So it's good to do this anyway, so you get the experience necessary. Yay, everyone leveled up, and we get the Mirage Master Quartz Pandora. I don't remember which Master Quartzes I got in Coastal 1, so it's worth just repeating what Pandora has now. This is a art using Mirage Quartz, most of them are, so that doesn't matter actually, but it does do more damage with offensive arts. However, your consumed EP is multiplied by 1.5%, so you are using more up, and defensive arts have a 10% chance of inflicting abnormalities. If you want to focus on the random abnormality thing, then I would argue Juggler would be better, but if you look at the art list, this is something that does not happen in Cold Steel 3 and 4, because they decided, let's get rid of unique ways of having Master Quartzes work, let's just make them all use whatever type they happen to be, and only that. Because, well, actually, to be fair, there's a reason why they're able to get away with it, but we'll explain that in Cold Steel 3 when we get to that feature. So, Pandora at the moment actually does contain Heat Wave, Spark Arrow, Silver Thorn, Ground Pass, and Hydro Cannon at level 3, and yeah, they are all different types. So, if you equip this on one you're more likely to actually be using Spellcastery on, yeah, they actually get access to a lot of different types of arts, which can be good depending on what fights you're about to encounter. And in this chest we get some new materials, not as important. One of these ornament charging stations, perfect time for me to customize because I realise that we want better, since the customizing does not require stuff, but we do get better weaponry out of it, so, you know. Entering the chamber where the boss was last time, and uh-oh, something's approaching. What could it be? Why, it's still nothing because of how long it takes for the camera to pan upwards. Why, it's the fucker from last time! Ah, shit! Welcome to a rematch!
It's my turn.
Of Ginoshar Sanak. This is the exact same spider we fought back in Cold Steel 1, now level 78. And maybe some slightly different elemental efficiencies. Weak to water, fire, time, and mirage, and resistant to space and wind. You can definitely get some feints on it, as well as some sleeps and some mutes. And confusion as well. In fact, confusion is 150, so it's pretty much guaranteed you're going to get confusion on it if you go for it. With a 20 attack delay, it's not the hardest thing to deal with in terms of trying to delay spam, but certainly could be better, certainly could be worse. And of course it has a whole bunch of the Sesvia spiders about, so if you just want to do a 200 CP Geigen Breaker like I like to do in a fight like this, then you can. So we're going to watch Milliam use a hammer. Ah! I know what I should call a Tinkerton next time I catch one. I should call it Milliam. Although the colour scheme doesn't work, a hammer. Okay, now that we did that, we've got ourselves a nice free spark arrow. Although, yeah, of course I did the wrong art, because that was worse. I would be better off not doing that. Let us use our spirit unification. And then, oh hey, we have 2 overdrives. So of course, naturally, I used the overdrive. Oh, it's the first time we've used an overdrive in a while, but hey, you know, it's nice to do that once again. With our 6% chance of feint on the Fatal Flame Impact, this is actually probably the better option than going for an Arcane Gale, just out of overall usage.
Leave it to me. Now! Got you! Here we go! Burn to ash! Fall! Now's our chance! Here!
Now, unfortunately, it gets a turn first, so it gets to recover from my misdeeds that I did.
Here we go!
Now, it does call allies, so we actually gained an additional turn out of that. That's good news. Ooh, a miss.
Leave it to me.
Can we get a Sage Fang that hits any? Oh, we can hit 2 enemies with a Sage Fang. That's fine. I would have preferred more of them, but what can you do?
Got you. Very well.
Damn it, Uses only has... I needed to sort this out. Well, regardless, Dark Matter will pull them in. And he called one that is also in the area of effect, so just overall it's fine to use. In fact, he's liking the idea of spamming the Cool Allies attack. Why? That's very useful, game. This means I get more hits in on various things, and I'm just slowly waiting for him to actually do shit now. Okay, Ween's dying horribly, that's not good news, but we can go, so that's not the worst thing ever overall. And then another Savage Fang. Seriously, I'm not going to say that my strategy is an optimal one, but if it works, it works, you know?
Very well.
And in the case of Ween, he is horribly dying. So I think it's probably wise if I switch Miriam out for Elliot and heal him. Now I noticed that I could have probably gone to kill him on Ween, but chose not to, so...
Try this.
Ooh. Oh, he's getting a crit. I'm going to Calamity Hawk and snipe the critical hit and see if I murder. If we murder, good. If we don't murder, well, we've got our next attack. We can do that in. And then I probably could have focused more on the boss itself, because obviously we just need to kill the big guy, and that will deal with all of the ads automatically. But yeah, you know. Regardless, it is basically the same fight as it was in Cold Steel 1, so there really is no need to talk about the strategy, other than it's just you're probably stronger and more well equipped. Raven, level 3, Demonic Scythe, more speed, delay on the attacks and crafts. That he uses, well, or whoever has it uses it, so.
Look at me go! Success.
Woo! And so our objective is complete as a nice bit of stone appears right where it was. Gaius mentions that the two could be related, so there is a chance that it actually isn't the same spider, but it's basically the same spider. It does the same shit, so you know, at the end of the day, the spiders are basically cryptids that are fought in. Ow, my knee. That was a bad idea. I just knocked everything off the desk or something. Clara is now happily wanting to go to work on that bit of stone, and we'll see where she takes base of her operations of doing said statue making or artwork making or whatever it is that she'll make out of that, probably a statue of some kind, and where she'll be on the Courageous. Anyway, since we now have everyone on the Courageous that we can get at this point, let us return to it. Upon returning to the Courageous, Clara will phone us. Yeah, she is important, you see. She wants us to get to the hold. That's where she'll be. So, yeah, it's worth going there to check. So anyway, where has everyone ended up? Well, if we go around here, Fifi is now an observer. I agree, the Cloaker Dagger is a nice utility weapon to have, utility cloaker to have. It does make you a bit more of an observer due to the way that it works, but nonetheless. Her being an observer actually means that she's going to do stuff as it is. She even tries to tease Ween a bit by saying that you better not ogle at my chest while you're standing over me like this. That was tempting as I'm sure it is. Heart emoji. As tempting as it might be to think, oh, Vivi, you certainly do look rather cute there, girl. That's not necessarily a thing that you'd say when everyone's hard at work. And besides, the Vivi vault isn't even accessible till Cold Steel 4 anyway, so why should we care? Anyway, I actually do want to double check where everyone ends up, because I forget where they go. Because some of them go some places, some of them go others. So if we head here, we actually do see that there is now, sometimes in the change of student being in, can actually change where some people actually are on the specific bit that you're at. Emily is here in the ranged training room with one of these combat shells. Apparently some of them got snuck out of the academy with them, so might as well use them. Since it's range combat, it means that you can only use the party members that can do ranged attacks without using arts. So, now fun fact is that Fee is a physical and range attacker, doing the whole hybrid thing. Kind of silly that. So yeah, now Alyssa will be here in the gun room now that we've done this. So that just means getting Faricia and Ferris back, and hey, the Lacrosse Club will be all together. At the moment, we'll only have level 1, and the levels are unlockable for now, as we'll need to get someone else in order to access the other versions. This room is still open to us because there was a party member in here earlier. And in here's useless still, so that means this is not the floor we need to be on. On the shops and deck floor, we can actually head... That's how it. Heading into the weapons side of things, Laura is now here talking to Monica, and she has an idea of lunchboxes, which means that she wants to get some of the food that you happen to make, specifically the superb dishes. This is supposedly to help her with her own cooking. Fair enough. I don't blame her for this. We've got an hour. Ooh, we've done quite a bit of stuff already for an hour. So Laura's here. And Caspar is now running the weapon shop. So it makes sense that he'll be here. It'll function the same as it did before, just now it's Caspar instead of not Caspar. And of course, in the multi-purpose area in the kitchen is Nicholas, who has certainly gotten to work sorting everything out very quickly. And Miriam's a hungry little girl. Of course she is. Oh, Miriam. Boy, am I glad about the events of latter Cold Steel games. Anyway, it's enough pondering about what Falcon could have gone horribly wrong with that they didn't, for once. Down into the Orbital Factory / hold, because Clara wants us there. Now, this isn't going to be that impactful to begin with, because obviously we don't need to worry too much, but she'll explain at least some of this without us needing to worry a bit too much about having to explain it all ourselves. Yippee. So she happened to find some agent technology by the quarry. How convenient. And, ooh, sparkly. Apparently there is the power to make orbs, specifically for Divine Knights. That is very useful. Falamar even chimes in about how useful this can be. Now this isn't actually that bad, as the Pacific quartzes needed are very easy to obtain. They are, in fact, some of the most basic quartzes you can get. And even calls her Meister. That sounds about right. Now, certain fights in the game may mean that you might want to, you know, equip certain ones to Falamar. And of course, Falamar even now explains a new power of his that allows him to be used in battle, regardless of location, it claims, but there will be some battles where that is impossible. It's just how it is. Sometimes it's for no reason, sometimes there's just no reason at all, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. We get given a HP orb 1 by default, so we can try out equipping them. They get called EX orbs, because agent orbs, a bit mouthful. But regardless, if we need to do anything involving this, we can now go and talk to Clara. Falamar basically gets Falamar's moves. We basically get Falamar's moveset for 3 turns in an amount of doing some of the battle, and it's for 3 turns only, so keep that in mind. Wakener's Call does cost 500 EP, so keep that in mind as well. EX orbs are very useful. Do equip some. Regardless of how you set them up, it's worth doing. Clara, of course, gets to work on her stone here in the hold, because let's face it, it's good enough, I guess. Anyway, to create these orbs, you just need for the HP orbs the tier will set to get to that. Also a set amount of new materials. So if we really want to, I can make another attack too. Get that, and then I don't mind getting speed, which means the action too. So it's a good thing that Clara's down here, literally right next to George, because it means we can just immediately go here and immediately just attack 2, and oh, we missed the jump there a little bit, and an action 2. If you want to stack any of the health and attack ones, then you can also do that as well. It's just I'm doing it the way I'm doing it, so everyone else can go fuck off about what they do. Speed might actually be not that important, but you know. HP, power, speed. There we go. Now then, since we have done that, let us... Yeah, we'll go back to the bridge, because we'll land back in Nord.
Where do you want to go?
Now to go to Lake Lacrima, as we now have some monster madness to do. We can also check up on how everyone's doing. Like, Lily is getting along with the horse quite well. It's even got a name, Siku. Or Seku. I don't know whether the E part in that is silent or not. Point being, our objective is to go to the lake cabin, because that's where all the important people that we need to talk to are. How lovely. So, news has already gone to Gwyn about us being on the Courageous, so fair enough. It's good for him and all that. But anyway, they have a problem that's to do with some kind of monster. Well, they're turning us all into monsters. Easy going into the rest of the lyrics of that song here. And obviously, they need to deal with this. So, and Larkin's busy doing the other stuff, doing other monster killing. So, you know, we kind of have to do part of his job for him because, well, that's just how it is. There's a chance that it's a cryptid. Thankfully, it's not one of those side ones where we have to, you know, be at a higher level. Everyone collectively agrees that they need to go and deal with it sooner rather than later. Fair enough. I concur with that as well, because, yeah, it's best to sort out while we can. Actually, I'm going to swap Eustace out for Fee. And before the fight, because I know what we're getting into, I'm just going to Serum Powder Ween twice and Serum Powder Gaius twice, so they both have 200 CP. Anyway, to the north part of the Highlands. And onto our bike. Near the enemy that we're going to be having to deal with is near the Guardian statue, for frame of reference as to where it may be. So just go in a straight line. Once you've done that, by holding in whatever button it is, that is accelerate. And the lack of enemies is paramount. If your turbo button works, then also press that too. But hey, it is what it is. Oh, we actually do have to turn a bit, and oh dears, it's a magic night. Anyways, I'm suddenly going to just go to bed now. Good night, everyone. Okay, my over-exaggeration of how much I don't like magic nights aside. While the consideration of trying to get Falamar here as fast as possible was considered, it was too late and the enemy is attacking. So, yeah, that's great.
This one's dangerous. Stay on your toes.
And it gets its stun fast, but that's fine, because it shouldn't do anything other than attack. And attack it did!
My turn.
I'm going to switch to who's where. And overdrive. This is because I want to do as much damage as possible, as fast as possible, because it's a fucking Magic Knight.
2. And done.
Ooh, pardon me. I felt like I had a bit of gas. I just really need to get out of that. Fucking hell. Anyway, this is Magic Knight Orpheim. It's a 4-arm Magical Knight. It's pretty much the same as the previous 4-arm Magical Knight we fought, so see like part 1 for that. Anyway, we don't get access to Weapons Cool while we're in this whole thing, and Spirit of Unification will turn you through it. So, really, we're not doing the Spirit of Unification thing until the next time we get access to Weave in this fight. But we did get to 5, so that means Burst.
Okay.
I'll handle it. 1, 2. And done. Now.
Got you. Leave it to me.
Now. I'll set you up. Right. Keep it up, everyone.
They're all within range of getting murdered, so less than beat will definitely be helpful. Unless it chooses to go after Elliot. Oh wait, we sealed it. Perfect.
1, 2. And done. Now.
Got you. Here I go.
Okay, now that it's Ween's turn once more, apparently we can't summon Falamar because Ween has yet to get 500 EP, which means we need to go and open up our quartz slots. I didn't realise that. I forgot to go and make sure that was the case. Well, regardless, we can just... I can go. Because it'll do 2 attacks, and Transfer Seal is always a good thing when we're dealing with this fucking thing.
1, 2. And done.
Got you. Leave it to me.
Now. I'll set you up. Right.
Okay, we're a bit of a distance away, so yeah, magic will be the same regardless of how it casts. So that will do, and then felt flame impact, that will do.
Now's our chance.
And another burst! Yay!
Roger. Leave it to me.
I'll handle it.
Doesn't get to move. Good.
Here.
Done. Closest it to death. We're Calamity Hawking. We're going to try and kill it. If it looks like it's failing to kill, it's failing to kill 750. Let's just murder it now. I'm not letting it do its regen thing. And we get to go through this fight while regenerating its health. Yay! Woohoo! Yappy! Yeah!
Oh, we did it.
That should suffice.
We did it! We won! Yippee! Although it didn't yet start to disappear, so... But anyway... Anyway, the Magic Knights is definitely an issue, and hopefully they don't increase in power. Spoiler alert, they kind of do, because we have to fight more of them later, but regardless, this one actually hasn't been defeated. We should have known about that because it didn't disapparate in front of us. Like, seriously, when you saw it happen before, you should have realised that. So unfortunately, it's now back up to its feet and probably at full strength again. Well, anyways, time to call Falamar, but that won't. Thankfully, no one's considering to do anything, and Larkin just shows up in front of everyone anyway. Some necessities certainly not required, but it certainly isn't that bad of a thing because we get to see how strong Larkin is as he just very quickly one-shots the Magic Knight. The fact that he's never become playable, unless he does in Reverie. Don't spoil. In which case, then I hope so. Oh, that'd be nice. Wallace, just some polearm users, you know, other than Gaius would be kind of nice. But I don't know. I feel that might end up just making there be too much cast bloat. If every single person who knew how to fight was playable, it would just make there be too much of a cast bloat, you know. Constant Force suffers from it way too badly. So I think being like, oh, I want more characters playable, like that's just... But anyway, Larkin is actually the strongest spearman currently in Nord and all that. So it is worth to understand that, yeah, the Highlands are relatively safe with him about. It's just a case of how, you know. But Larkin claims that Wallace has a better degree of skill. Oh, so that's why he's got that nickname in Cold Steel 3. Okay, fair enough. But and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter too much. For that's all of our objectives done. Yay! And one side of my arse is starting to tighten itself up to the point where it actually hurts. That's great. It's actually probably more the thigh, the area between the thigh and the butt. Too much information? Probably. But regardless, once the madness is done, and the moment you've done... Oh, no, never mind. I was gonna... Oh, we have to actually leave through the door. So the moment you walk out onto the Lake Crimea area, because you're going to plan to leave, or you may have not actually done the Find the First Year's quest line yet, so it has to be... So... Actually, I do wonder how it looks if you were doing Find the First Year's. Because it makes sense for this, because this does seem right straight about being here.
I was worried I wouldn't be able to get in contact.
Thor calls us! Yay!
Oh, hey, Toa. That explains it. The signal must be pretty good from the Courageous.
Listen, I've got good news and bad news.
So the bad news is you all have cancer. The good news is we found it at stage 1, so we can probably get out of most of you without any issues.
First, the good. We've actually worked out the location of one
Better
of the
news than the potential of barely not as bad cancer as it could be. We found a class 7 relative. Yay! Which one?
Yeah,
Of course.
that's where the bad news.
Because the bad news is that they are held captive by the Noble Alliance. That's the bad news. So yes, to the Courageous we go. The other party members and Toa, Alpha and George are all in the bridge as you make your way there. So by mentioning Elliot here, it means the obvious is the case. It's Fiona. She has been held captive by the Noble Alliance. Oh dears. I don't need to have 20 different lines of dialogue to tell us that, because it's very simple. Also, it would appear that she was moved to the Twin Dragons Bridge. Against her will. So that means this is obviously their new plan to deal with the 4th Armored Division, to try and, you know, deal with that shenanigan. But apparently it was the Curson Army acting alone. What is it with this game and Curson just not doing things properly? So, the ploys by Duke Albuea aside, we're certainly going to have to deal with this ASAP, ideally. So it means we have to go to Twin Dragon Bridge. Of course, this means getting directly involved in a dispute But the thing is once again, this is the Imperial Army. We've essentially sided with the Imperial Army again because we have to stop the Noble Alliance from doing shit that they shouldn't be doing because they're doing evil shit, as per usual. So ultimately we're siding with the... So we're going up against the Noble Alliance, as one would expect. No, I shouldn't put Fuecoco on the Xbox Series X. On the Xbox, that'd be bad. Anyway... Privatizing safety of civilians. That's part of the code of being a bracer. One thing people want. Yeah, that's so for you. Anyways, everyone is in agreement that this is something that needs to be done. And, more importantly, we need to take the right people for the job. So, whenever the main story is able to be advanced, usually it is by commencing operation when talking to Toa. There are a few situations where it is done differently, and at the present moment you cannot travel back to Grelia's Proving Ground, so if you, say, wanted to go and fight that cryptid, you currently cannot. Now, before we head off out to do that, and that might be a next time thing anyway, let's go to the quest part and report our quests. We get a nice little cutscene here to showcase how we report.
We're supposed to be able to report our completed tasks in bulk using this. Good thing we learned how to use an orbital computer in class.
Yay! Computer studies! That's what I did in college. Woo! So
What was that?
So the pipeline is already started by the way some people go on the internet. Next thing you know, I said that Bridget is a good character. Oh wait, she is. Damn it. Next thing...
Looks like you picked the perfect time to report.
Maybe the next thing I'll do is play Hearts of Iron 4. Oh, wait. Oh, hang on. If I play Hearts of Iron 4, that means there's one or two things. Either I must be an egg, or I must be racist. There is no in between, apparently.
Go ahead and
I hate that that's the way that people want to go about it. So it's either you think you're something that you're not, or as in you think you're citizen, you're actually not, or you're racist. Can't we all just be good human beings that just like to play a World War II simulator?
Sure.
Later without having to be racist? Oh, who am I kidding? Anyway.
It's alright. You can admit you just wanted to hear my voice.
Unfortunately for Oliver, it's Matt Mercer that's voicing him, so that puts me on a tantamount thing of wanting to either A, joke about this, or B, not joke about this. But regardless, I feel like the joking answer would definitely be something along the lines of, "Now, Oliver, you know you don't need to do this to contact me." or something like that. I'm trying to work out the kinks of that idea. But
I thought you went to Western Erebonia.
through the power of the Orbital
I can't
Net.
tell you exactly where I am now, but I've been on quite the journey since we parted. I'm transmitting this audio-visual signal from my current location.
Really?
The power of the Orbital Net, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
had no idea that it was possible to do that from so far away.
Thank you, those that tested
Well,
this
the
shit
standard
out.
system needs to be modified a bit for it to work. Anyway, let's get right down to checking out the report.
So anyways, for every person you recruit, you get AP for it, and for doing quests, you also get AP for it. Which means suddenly you really shoot up in terms of what you get. So for Rank B1, we get the Invigorate Rare Quartz.
Oh well, that's very impressive.
Trust me, we'll be getting more AP ever so slowly
Anyway,
by
keep
doing
sending in
everything
these
else.
reports. As long as you've got something to fill me in on, you can call whenever you like.
Well, that's not the only thing I could fill into you Oliver. okay. I may need to rein in that idea.
In the West, though.
Well, I did give you that responsibility in the first place. There's no length I wouldn't go to for my beloved students. Still, even though that workaround lets me talk to you basically any time, can't keep the connection up for too long.
So yeah, he's got a workaround to be able to do stuff. Hey, Miller.
We're heading to Palm for now.
Ah,
Right
Paul.
there, my love. Well, at any rate, it seems I must be.
Damn it,
due for
Oliver's heart's been
duty call.
taken. Oh, woe is me. Anyways,
May Adios be with you, and good luck out
while
there.
Oliver and Muller does stuff in Palm, we'll hear more about that area again later, aka in a different game.
Things must be pretty difficult over there right now. Still, if he's going out of his way just to talk to you, it means he wants to, so don't feel guilty. You're the best way he can get the inside scoop on what's happening here too, so...
True enough. That's a good way of looking at it.
So good news is that
Never let him down.
so the good news is that we report to Olivert, and there may even be some quests that Olivert will be sending to us personally. And yes, Olivert is as charmy as ever. So during Act 2, this is how we get a bunch of the quests and a whole bunch of AP. That's just how it is. Anyway, so outside of heading to Trinidad Bridge, we've done all we can with the main story at the moment. So this is actually a good stopping point. 1.5 hours. My throat is killing me a bit. So that's great. So I think this is just a wise time to stop. So for those of you at YouTube, on the YouTube form of viewing this, regardless of whether you're viewing it on YouTube or on some other video platform, well, some other platform where YouTube videos can be shared, do all the things you can, like commenting, sharing it, subscribing, and that sort of thing. Commenting, of course, I would always love to see more comments. And yes, shout out to one person, I forget their name, I'm going to have to now load up the previous part video that has a comment. That actually, I think I did mention it last time, but I feel like I want to give a better shout out because I'm feeling a lot better. Of course, shout out to Darwin the Shiba Inu for liking the look of the Black Shiba, aka Bedux, back in Ymir. This was back in part 12. I may have mentioned it in the previous part, but I just wanted to put this here now just as a little thing. They actually are a quite small YouTube channel as well that I subscribed to a couple of years ago. So, hey, nice to see that they still watch my videos on occasion. Maybe I should watch some of theirs on occasion as well. I admit, I haven't been doing so. I'll check a few out once I'm done here off stream. And of course, anyone on Twitch, I hope you enjoy the live experience of me doing this and not seeing this as a VOD on YouTube. The only thing you can do, if you want to see more, of course, of anything, then the only thing you can really do is follow and just wait for Twitch to notify you that, hey, I'm streaming, you know, because I don't really have a set schedule. The only thing I can say for sure in the future of when this video is, when this is live streamed, is Monday. I'm probably not going to stream at all because I have got things I have to do. That means that I probably won't be wanting to stream. Sunday, I might stream. Might. I don't know. Anyways, that's all for now. This was Cold Steel 2 Part 13, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.